A little bit more unsettled than the past couple of days. Yesterday actually turned out beautiful despite the cooler than average temperatures. We had the sun break out in the afternoon. It was fantastic. This morning we're starting off a little cloudy. As you can see, it is looking just a bit dreary outside. I'm actually going to pull up our map here because I want to take a look at the radar right now. This is just a loop of the past few hours, and you can see there are some sprinkles already moving through the region. Let's go ahead and put up our cities here just so you can see where we are. Bands of showers, especially off to the south. So this is coming through portions of Delaware, Wilmington here, and a few showers lifting up into the northern shore points like Atlantic County and into Ocean County, Toms River, LBI, seeing some showers this morning. And then we'll start to see another round as we get into the afternoon and this evening, especially north of the city. So let's talk about what to expect today. We'll take you through the forecast. Again, the rough surf is going to be the greatest impact for us from Hurricane Erin. Rough surf and rip currents, that really picks up in intensity tomorrow. The rip current risk is high, but the waves will peak tomorrow. Today, we've got the showers moving through for now. You can see where Erin is, this big mass of clouds on our infrared satellite starting to make that turn. It's going to brush past the Outer Banks and then head further out to sea, which is good news for us. So we have showers this morning, then some drier conditions through midday before another round of showers later on this afternoon and into your evening commute. Erin is currently a Category 2 hurricane lifting up the eastern seaboard. I'll take you through the track of that storm and our local coastal impacts coming up in just a bit. Jim and Janelle, city with the sun breaking out, and it wasn't all that hot. We got to 79 degrees for the high yesterday. Absolutely perfect afternoon. However, today is not quite as nice, and the problem is we've got a warm front to the north and it's pulling in moisture from the south, and so we've already got some scattered showers out there this morning. It's kind of cloudy, it's a little dreary, and then tomorrow is when the impacts from Hurricane Erin will be most notable in our region. I want to stress that these are mainly coastal impacts. So down the shore is where the impacts will be felt, mainly in the form of gusty winds and of course the rip currents, the rough surf, the beach erosion, all of that we've been talking about all week long, and we'll continue to bring you live footage of as we head into tomorrow. Today we've got showers and thunderstorms though, and they'll be spotty in nature. I think the best chance for a thunder shower in the city is not until later on this evening, but even right now a couple of spotty showers here and there, and you can see this front working its way in from the west. Now the warm fronts to the north, we're pulling in this warmer air. Today will be a little bit stickier and a little bit hotter than the past couple of days, but the good news is this front is eventually what will pick up Erin and shunt it out to sea farther away from our region, so the timing is good for us. It's just not a really very nice Wednesday. Let's take a look at the timing. Scattered showers this morning. You may see a break or two of sunshine midday. I think 11, 12 o'clock. It's not all that wet. It's just kind of cloudy. Showers will fire up here along that front across the Poconos and the Lehigh Valley. And then some of these will start to drift a little bit further southward as we get into the evening. Again, not a total washout, but you need to be prepared. Have the umbrella with you. We could see a shower or storm at any time, even 10 o'clock tonight. Some indications that we'll have some showers lingering. For tomorrow, that's when Erin makes its closest pass offshore, and it's going to stay pretty well offshore, but the winds are really going to pick up at the coast. We'll see some clouds and then more sunshine as the day goes on, and that sun will stick around into the start of the weekend. Here's the latest on Erin. It's still a Category 2, winds at 100 miles an hour. It's now expected to stay a Category 2 and not re-strengthen to a Category 3, which is good news, although we will get an update coming up here in just about 5 minutes. We'll bring that to you at the top of the 5 o'clock newscast. You can see that track pretty much the same. It'll stay well offshore for us, but it will bring those gusty winds and very, very rough surf, dangerous rip currents. You can see the winds following Erin up the coast, and for Atlantic City, 30 to 40, maybe even 50 mile an hour winds likely late tonight into tomorrow as the eye of Erin works its way up the coast. Coming up, we'll talk more about what this means for your weekend plans, plus the full next weather 7-day. Let's send it over to Kim for a check on traffic. Good morning to you, Kim.
Good morning, Kate.
It's coming up on 5 o'clock, and we are back live with an update on Erin and our local forecast, which today is a bit unsettled. We ended up with a beautiful day yesterday. Today we've got a warm front that's lifting through the area this morning, bringing more warmth, more moisture, and some showers. And the cold front associated with this will come through later this evening with possibly a rumble of thunder. Here's the latest on Hurricane Erin. It is a Category 2 hurricane, and it is moving northward. It is likely to stay a Category 2 and then quickly be shunted out to sea by an advancing trough of low pressure. This will stay well offshore for us, but it will bring very rough surf, especially to the Outer Banks, 15 to 20 foot waves there, and locally 8 to 12 foot waves with dangerous and life-threatening rip currents through the end of the week. Once we get rid of Aaron, though, after a breezy day tomorrow, we've got a nice stretch of sunshine lasting through the weekend. Jim and Janelle,
Service put an all-caps headline in their discussion that said, "You are risking your life if you go in the water," and that pretty much says all you need to know. Now, it is going to get better as we head into the weekend, but rip current risk high again today and likely again tomorrow, possibly even on Sunday. So it's a high surf, it's rough surf, the waves are choppy. You just want to really play it safe. Maybe only go in up to your knees, and of course only at those guarded beaches. Don't wait for after hours before you go in the ocean. It is just not worth it, even though the weather is going to be beautiful. Now, most of the week was kind of ugly, so that kept people out of the water, off the beaches. But today, I think folks are going to really want to be back on the beach. You just always have to, exercise that extreme caution, especially when you still have a hurricane out churning up the Atlantic. Aaron is now a Category 1. It is moving away rapidly. It is expected to just be a remnant low by tomorrow and then head very quickly up into the chilly waters of the North Atlantic, and it will no longer be our problem. But we do have more coastal flooding expected this morning and possibly again at this evening's high tide, though not to the same extent we saw yesterday evening, just thanks to those prolonged northeasterly winds around the back edge of that departing storm. Otherwise, we've got a good deal of sunshine today. Still have those coastal flood warnings in place, advisories up the Delaware River, but we're looking at a high rip current risk for today. And take a look at the waves 5 to 9 feet still today, and a high surf advisory is also in effect. So that is your biggest weather threat for Friday into the weekend. But coming up, we'll have that beautiful forecast for the shore, the city, and the Poconos if you do have plans to head out of town on this one of the last weekends of summer officially. Cam, I'll send it over to you. Almost every weekend in August. Last weekend was kind of hot, but we've had some really fantastic weekends here in the month of August, and this one not disappointing either. During the work weeks, we've had a few problems, but what a beautiful, beautiful weekend we have in store. It's a gorgeous start to your Friday morning. Skies are clear, already starting to brighten up a little bit, finally seeing more sunshine than what we saw earlier this week, and finally starting to lessen the effects of Hurricane Aaron, although coastal flooding will still be a concern, as well as, of course, that rough surf and the rip currents. But take a look at the temperature right now. You want to go grab the large hot coffee, something nice and warm to warm you up. It's a chilly morning. In fact, we're at 62 right now. 62 is the coolest it's been this month. We've been down that low about 3 times. There's a chance we may drop below that, making this the coolest morning of the month thus far. Not super surprising because it was kind of cool yesterday and we are headed toward the end of the month, but you will notice the chill when you step outside. So it's a hoodie kind of day. Hurricane Aaron is starting to move away even more rapidly, moving northeast at 22, sustained winds at 90, making it still a Category 1 hurricane. Looks like it's going to brush parts of Nova Scotia and the Canadian Maritime provinces, Prince Edward Island perhaps, with some gusty winds, but nothing like what we saw off to the south and what we saw here yesterday. Flood alerts continue though, because we just have had all this water piling up along the coast, and that persistent flow of water will continue to build through the next couple of high tide cycles. But then we're going to start to see a wind switch, and that'll start to push all that water back out to sea. As far as where we stand right now, there is the outer edge of Aaron, and we've got that dry air sinking in, and it's going to provide such a gorgeous day. Sunny, beautiful, 83 degrees out there today. Winds dying down, not as breezy as it has been. Down the shore, the weekend looks fantastic. Look at these temperatures, upper 70s with sunshine basically from Atlantic City to Sea Isle to Cape May, but that high rip current risk continues. So follow all that posted signage and only swim at guarded beaches and only go in just as deep as officials tell us it's safe to do. Our next chance for a shower or storm, just a spotty one late Sunday, and then a beautiful back to school forecast Monday. And looks like that great weather will continue through much of next week. Cam, I'll send it over to you. Feeling those residual impacts from Aaron even as the storm continues to move away. On the back edge of it, we've got a really great stretch of weather today through the weekend. You're waking up to some of the coolest temperatures we've had here in the month of August. Let's start off with what we're feeling outside. And I can tell you it's a chilly start to the morning. We're right at 62 degrees in Philadelphia, which ties us for the coldest temperature of the month so far. There is a chance we lose another degree or two. We've got 50s in Wilmington, Coatesville, Pottstown's down to 54 now, Reading at 58, and low 50s up in the Poconos. It is a cool start to the day, but a nice warm finish to the day. One of those perfect Goldilocks type days, not too hot, not too cool, just right. We're looking at low 80s, mid 80s maybe in the city, depending on your location, and then down the shore, upper 70s. A beautiful Friday, but we still have Aaron. Aaron, still a Category 1 hurricane. It is moving away, and we're not going to feel any direct impacts from this, but the ocean has been so churned up over the past week because of that storm that we still have that risk for dangerous rip currents and also high surf, plus coastal flooding as we approach our next high tide cycle. We remain in coastal flood warnings down the shore and do want to alert you if you're headed down the shore for what promises to be a beautiful weekend. Today into tomorrow, that high risk of rip currents remains, and there is a high surf advisory as well. Coming up, your forecast for the weekend for the city, the shore, and the Poconos. Jim and Janelle, back to you.
All right, thank you.